Hey man, so we're gonna get back to our off-grid mini challenges. This week we're gonna try to go a whole, not try to, we're gonna go a whole week only eating food we've produced ourselves, homegrown food. Everything Moriah and I eat this week is gonna be produced right here on the homestead. If you haven't seen our other mini, our other off-grid mini challenge videos, what we do is we just pick something we think we would have to do if the grid went down, or if we went off grid, which we're going to do eventually anyway. SHTF, Tiawaki, world without rule of law, you know, all of it. If you're cut off from economic activity, and this week we're going to kind of go whole hog, except we don't eat pork, so we're not really going whole hog. On only eating homegrown, home-raised foods. Everything we eat is going to be raised right here on the homestead this week. So what's that going to look like?
We're going to be eating a lot of sweet potatoes.
A lot of sweet potatoes. What else? A lot of beans.
A lot of beans. We got chicken.
We got some chickens left over from our free meat bird for life experiment that taught me a lot about myself. Mostly that I hate plucking chickens. I despise plucking chickens. If we ever had to do that a lot, then these kids would really be stepping up and plucking a lot of chickens, because I don't know that I can do it long term. I hate plucking chickens. We're going to get a chicken plucker at some point, though, and go back to the meat bird thing. The garden's still working a little bit, so we've got, what's up in the garden right now?
We've got some cabbage, kale, broccoli, collards. Did I say collards?
You said
collards, kale, broccoli,
and cabbage.
Cabbage.
And then we've got all of our harvest from the previous year, and actually probably some from the year before that, I would imagine, if we look. So we've got onions, and are we out of onions?
No onions.
We're out of onions.
We've got lots of garlic. We've got okra and corn and green beans and butter beans and tomato. We got canned tomatoes. We've got frozen peppers.
We've got dried stuff. What have we got dried? Not much.
Yeah, but you know, stuff that we could experiment with. I could experiment with.
Sorry, we had a technical difficulty for a moment. And then we've got lots of peanuts and maybe some field corn to go along with our sweet corn. I don't know that we would do anything with the peanuts. We're going to cheat just a little bit. We're going to make a few assumptions that we have access to salt and sugar and tea, which we would actually. We've got a lot of that stuff stockpiled. I don't know if we have tea stockpiled, but we definitely have salt and sugar stockpiled. Not as much as I'd like, because you can never have enough salt stockpiled, as we've talked about in the past in another video. And then our chickens aren't producing right now, so we're going to bring in outside eggs. And the chickens themselves are a little tiny bit of a cheat, because they're fed with commercial feed. We buy feed to feed store to feed the chickens. So that's a glaring weakness
area we need to work on.
That's an opportunity for improvement in the future, is producing our chicken feed at home. But that's not. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So we're going to bring in the outside eggs just because the chickens aren't producing right now, and we're going to assume for the purposes of this experiment that we have productive chickens, which we will, because this spring one of the projects is to get the chickens back on track. Chickens have gone downhill. I think a lot of our chickens ended up in the neighbor's coop through no fault of his own. But anyway, quite a few of our chickens disappeared all at once, and it wasn't due to predation, because we do not have a predator problem with the dog. Anyway, so there you go. We're gonna eat all week stuff we've grown ourselves. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Mariah's a little more trepidatious. She has to cook the food anyway. These off-grid mini challenges really don't involve me a whole lot. She has to do most of the work. Did we list the ones we've done? No. This is the third time we've had to shoot this video. We've had a hard time getting this one shot. If I tell a joke and Mariah rolls her eyes, it's because it's the third time she's heard it in a row.
That was the first time I've heard that.
No, that was the first time. Okay, for that one. Where's Chief likable when you need him? So we did a no refrigerator week. We did a week where Moriah cooked all our food outside over a fire. Which that one was kind of that one was cool. I was pretty impressed with that one. And then we did a week. It was more. It ended up being about 3 weeks where we burned firewood that I'd cut completely by hand, felled the trees, bucked the trees, all by hand. I was very proud of myself. A lot of fun. Hoped in the future be able to do all our firewood that way. I have to get better about keeping the saw sharp before that one's. But that will probably be our first full off-grid step. When that's one I can probably do pretty easy. Is cut all our firewood. So this is going to be week 4 of all homegrown food. I don't know if we'll do an update in the middle of the week or not. We might. We'll take some videos of some of the food and show you what we're eating, and maybe even do some of those reality show. You know, we need a voiceover. Can they do it? And we'll have to come up with some fake drama in the middle of a little clip of Moriah throwing some pans down on the kitchen sink. I'm not. But we'll see. But we'll definitely do a wrap up at the end of the week and tell you guys how it went. Probably not going to be very fun viewing, but a very, very neat experiment for us. And I'm kind of excited. To me, it's kind of a big deal. Kind of shows we're making progress. We're not going to make the kids do it. It's just going to be us for right now. But I am going to take my lunches. The lunches I take to work will all be part of this homegrown thing. So that'll be a big step. In the past, we have accepted my lunches from these things, but not this time around. So there will be no relief. But it's not a big deal for me. I'm not a foodie. I like what we eat, and it won't be hard for me to eat sweet potatoes and beans and chicken. I love chicken. I love sweet potatoes. Beans have grown on me. So this should be a big deal. And we have herbs and stuff in the garden. Will you use any of those?
Yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to, now that we've talked about this a lot, I'm looking forward to creating some new dishes that, just throwing stuff together and seeing what comes out of it.
If we would make an exception for salad dressing, we would have really good salads for a week, and this wouldn't be a problem at all. But since we won't have any homegrown salad dressing, I don't know that we want to eat dry salads. Anyway, there we go. All right, man. We'll see how this turns out. It's kind of a big to do for us, and hopefully we'll learn something and get one little step closer to freedom and independence. Appreciate
Preparedness.
you. Preparedness. She likes preparedness. I like freedom and independence. We're a good team. Talk to you later, man.